everyone, how's everybody? Hope you're all well. So much is going on. I've had friends on YouTube/Facebook asking me what the latest is from Serum. I went in end of September. I've left it a bit late to update everyone, sorry. But I do have a whole vlog that I took when I went there of walking to and from the actual clinic, sneaky little pictures inside the clinic and stuff like that. When I did come out from Serum on the way back, the floor was really uneven and I actually fell. Pulled, ripped, torn, whatever, a ligament in my ankle. I'll insert a picture here. It's been 6 weeks since I've been to Athens and it's still agony. So that was annoying. I'm going to actually put a video up of kind of in and around Athens, the hotel we stayed at, like how to get there, how easy it is from the airport, all sorts of stuff. So that's coming. I have actually imported everything onto my computer, so it's just a matter of editing it now, whereas it was all saved on my phone and I didn't have the leads. And for an update, Penny basically said that I would have IVF first, to collect eggs, fertilise them, freeze them. So do a cycle where I'm just banking, they call it embryo banking, I think, banking the eggs so that when I then choose to have surgery to remove my tubes, which would probably be via open surgery, and just in case they damage my ovaries, which they haven't said would be a risk, but then at least I've got eggs there, or if it affects blood supply to the ovaries, then I've got eggs there. She said, let's go and scan you first and see what's going on. Took me into the scanning room, which was quite funny because it wasn't really very dignified. Too much info, but they don't give you a blanket to cover you up when you've got your legs in stirrups. And she's talking to me, looking up at me from down there, and I'm just like, if you finish doing what you want to do, can I please get off and close my legs? It's really like, but whatever, it doesn't really bother me. She scanned me. She said that my right hydrosalpinx, which is clipped last year in a laparoscopy, is basically ballooning in the middle where it's clipped on either end, but it's still producing fluid and it's like big. She didn't say about it bursting or whatever, but she said, you need to get that out because it was going to cause you problems later down the line. So I'm like, great. I thought the clipping would be a problem-solving thing. If your tube's leaking, you clip it, done. But it's actually even since given me a lot of pain, where I've actually nearly gone to A&E because I've been doubled over, and it's not burst or anything. But I'll insert a picture of how swollen my stomach's got. And she said it was massive on the screen. It still looked like a sausage, even though it was clipped. And she couldn't see my ovary, that side, at all. She said she thinks it's all like twisted around it. So you're best off getting that out, because even when it comes to doing IVF, they won't be able to reach that ovary. So there's no point me doing IVF before. I would have to do it after. So she's saying have the tubes out and then do IVF. Oh, and the left side, they could still see a tiny little black thing in the uterus, and that's the fluid coming from the left tube that isn't clipped, that they couldn't clip because it's stuck to my bowel. So that's why they wanted to do open surgery, because they could try doing it via keyhole, but it's very dangerous for me having my Jpouch, basically, because they might damage the bowel. So they want to do it open. So I have to have this surgery or whatever first before they do IVF. So with regards to an IVF cycle, she wants me to do a frozen cycle first, even with my tubes and stuff all sorted, say next year when I've had this surgery. She wants to do a frozen cycle using Clomid only to produce eggs to freeze. Now, Clomid you can't use to do a normal cycle because it's bad for your lining, so it would only literally be to produce the best quality eggs so they could collect and freeze, because she thinks that would be a great idea for me. It would be low on costs. So if I did the 2-cycle package, instead of having like €1,000 for the medication, which it would be for a normal fresh cycle, it would bring it down because the Clomid is so cheap. and then all I need to go in is to have the egg collection. But she also wants me to have a hysteroscopy before I have that, so they can look in my uterus to make sure everything's fine. They don't trust the NHS. Anyway, Penny wants to do her own hysteroscopy before I do IVF, so that would be another €15,000. But anyway, money's irrelevant right now. Haven't got any. So a Clomid cycle, and if that didn't work, when I go back and do my frozen embryo for the first time, which probably is good if I've just had surgery, it's less trauma on the body after I've had such a major surgery. So that might work out all right, and hopefully that would work. But if it doesn't, then I would have paid for the 2-cycle package. I then go and do a fresh cycle with the normal stimming and whatever. I don't know what she would use for that, but I think she would tell how I reacted or whatever from the frozen one. And I'd be on antibiotics as well as steroids to keep my immune system down, because I've got high immunes, NK cells, which could be the cause of miscarriage, and antibiotics to stop any infections coming in because my immune will be low. So it's kind of balancing each other out. And what else would I be on? Plaxane. And I think that's it. So that's with regards to the IVF cycle. So when it comes to my bowel surgery, I saw my consultant on Thursday. So here's the update. He told me that there's no way that they would do it laparoscopically. They are definitely going to open me up and do it, because there would be a lot of risk to damaging the bowel, because they tried before, it didn't work, so it's best to open me up. That would be 6 to 8 weeks off work. The risks are, if they do damage my bowel, even open, when they do it open surgery, if they damage my bowel, which would be my pouch, which is my only bowel that's left because they took my large intestine away. So I've only got this pouch left. I'll put all the details about Jpouch down here so you can understand a bit more about what I actually have inside me. It's basically the small intestine that's turned into this pouch, man-made pouch that's connected to my bottom inside. If they damage this, I could potentially be faced with having a temporary stoma, which is because if they damage the bowel, they don't want me to then start using it again, using it to go to the toilet. They would want it to heal first. By letting it heal, they would need to put a temporary stoma, which is my bowel coming out of my abdomen wall and having a colostomy bag, and I'd be doing my poos and stuff that way. And then later on, once they feel like it's healed down in my bottom, they would obviously check by camera or whatever, they would connect it all back up again. I don't know what that has in store with regards to IVF. I'm hoping that if they do this operation, it's open surgery, 6 to 8 weeks, I'd be back to sort of normal or whatever. That's what I'd have off anyway. Obviously still need healing time. And then God forbid they don't damage my bowel and I don't need that extra kind of weight, because then it's probably going to be the end of the year before I can even think about even just doing a frozen embryo transfer, because I'll be healing and I have this bag or whatever. I don't know whether I would wait to have the reversal, to have it all connected back up again, or whether I'd do IVF first and have potentially pregnancy with this stoma. I don't know. These are things that I'd have to think about when and if it came to it. But yeah, my head is just spinning because I don't need this surgery. It's not life-saving. I don't need this surgery, and there could be potentially a lot of problems. Sav came out of the meeting a lot happier, because before he thought that if they damaged my bowel, that would be it. Colostomy bag forever, and it wouldn't be reversible, but it would be temporary just while everything inside healed. But it's still not nice for me. That would be another potential open surgery, and I don't know what that would mean for IVF, considering next year in June I'm 35, so then success drops anyway. So it's just, for me, it's just a massive gamble, but I feel like I have to do it. I don't feel like I'm faced with any choice here. I could have Essure, which is where they put a metal coil through the cervix into my into the tube that's leaking. But then that's having more metal in the area where you want to put the embryos back, and it can cause implantation issues. Plus, there's a whole thing in America where they don't want you to have Essure because people's issue, like parts of metal have been found somewhere else and whatever, and I just don't want any more complications. I'd rather have this open surgery, fingers crossed with no risk, heal up, have no tubes there, no hydrosalpinx, because even having hydrosalpinx can cause a massive reduction in success rates. So getting rid of my tubes, for me, just feels like better. No metal clips on my tubes, no worry about bursting, no worry about, oh, seems to be a bit of a leak, no, just all of that just gone. And while they're in there, they said that they might sort out like any other adhesions, anything else that they see there, give it all a good like once over. So if they do that on the outside, maybe I'll get a little bit of liposuction. Maybe I can ask them to do a really nice scar. I'm trying to think of the positives. And then inside, Penny can do the whole scrape and scratch or whatever she does in the hysteroscopy. And hopefully I can then go and have a successful IVF, and if it's not successful, I would know that I've done absolutely everything I could possibly in the world could. I don't know how much more crap I could possibly go through. If I end up with a colostomy bag forever and I can't have kids or whatever, I will just feel like things couldn't possibly get any worse. And I'm holding it together for this purposes of this video, but I've been a mess. Like, I can't even explain. I've also had a really close family friend die in the last 2-3 days. I'm going to the funeral on Friday. Someone that my mum moved to England, she's Swiss, to England when she was 21, and met this lady called Tanya, and my sister was born and was named after her. My sister's called Tanya, obviously. So my mum is in her 70s, so she's known her for like 50 years, and we've been brought up with her. She was a photographer. She's taken pictures of us as kids, and she was just a massive part of my life and my mum's life. And she's living with me at the moment because she's moved out of her house. She's part exchanged to the point where she's sold her house and they've moved in, but she's waiting to move into her new flat. So she's staying with me at the moment, and she's been 5 weeks with my brother and another 4 weeks with me now, and I think it's going to be probably nearer to Christmas that she's going to be moving in, which might be good if I have my surgery. And one last thing, my surgery, I have from the 18th of December I'm off work, so I've asked them if they could try and put me in as near to the 18th as possible, so then I would have 2 weeks holiday. I know I'll end up having another surgery over Christmas like I did last year. I've waited a whole year for this next stage to be back in the same place, maybe even worse position, who knows. I'm hoping that they'll do it within those 2 weeks. Then I can have 2 weeks off, and then I'll only need another 4 weeks. Hopefully 6 weeks off. I don't know how it's going to work with looking after the boy I look after. The mum knows I'm due to have an operation. They don't know it's possibly could be open surgery, but I have to sign to say that I would consent. So once that happens, I'll let them know. I don't know about dates yet, so I'm not telling them about that yet, but they are aware that I need surgery. So one stressed cosy. Obviously I had my Jpouch surgery 14 years ago. I was a lot younger. I can't even remember how long I was in hospital for. 10 days maybe, or how long it took afterwards. I remember it being painful. So yeah, highly stressed. And yeah, well, there's my update. And the video vlog thing will be coming probably after this. I'm so sorry. Thank you for listening. And I'm sorry to those people on my IVF Facebook that I've just literally been missing from action, or whatever it's called. I just can't face being on it. I can't deal with it. That's my update for now. I hope you're all well. And massive love to Christy, who lost her husband as she did IVF. Her IVF attempt. She's pregnant now, but yeah, she's lost her husband voice. Oh yeah, I'll put their GoFundMe account down below because we're trying to help her out with money and stuff, and I still need to donate. I'm sharing the link and I just haven't even managed to sit down and do it yet, but I will. And also Joan Vanessa, who lost Liz. That just literally broke my heart. So yeah, she lost Liz, her fight to cancer. But yeah, that's my update for now, and I will speak to you all soon. Hope you're all well. And yeah, sorry this is a bit rambling, a bit all over the place. Love you. Bye.